based off franchise who, if you did a blind draft, take away all their accomplishments, take away all these accomplishments, these quarterbacks. You're going from college. You're going off college tape. You line up the Trevor Lawrences, the Dak Prescotts, the Joe Burrows, Trevor Lawrence, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. You put all these guys on the line for their college film. Out of all those guys, Dak is literally probably the least two. He's bottom two. He's bottom two out of the list of that quarter of the official draft. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jaden, and welcome to another video today. And today we're talking about Dak Prescott. I feel so bad because I have to come on here all the time and trash Dak Prescott. I want to be able to say something nice about him. Like, why is it that the media makes it seem like I have to come on here and say something bad about Dak Prescott all the time? But it has to be said. It has to be said. So there was a tweet that came out the other day about comparing Dak's win-loss record to Patrick Mahomes in the last 50 games. Shockingly, this came out from I first saw it on CBS Sports News. I'll put it up on the screen for you, but this is Dak's numbers compared to Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes' win-loss record is 36-14 compared to Dak's 33-17. Dak has 105 TD passes, the same as Pat Mahomes. Dak has one less interception thrown. Dak has a better passer rating. Dak has 0.1 more yards per attempt, and Dak has 2% higher pass completion rate. But there's a bigger component to this when you dig deep into the numbers. What is it in the last video I said about Dak Prescott? I said it's about the moments. Can anybody tell me what happens when Patrick Mahomes has to come up and play his best football? Guys, guess what? Guess what time we're talking about? I'm about playoff time. What has Pat Mahomes, since he has started quarterbacking in 2018 for the Kansas City Chiefs, maybe 2017, 2018, he has been consistently showing up in big moments when his team needs to come up. So I dug a little bit deeper. Since these are just last 50 starts, regular season. I imagine these are mainly regular season stats for the most part. I don't think this is Super Bowls, and not Super Bowls, but just playoffs in general. You know, I think this is just regular season stats. I want to say, but so I did a little digging. Let's look at Pat Mahomes' playoff record. I'm gonna put the screenshot down in the bottom of the screen here. But Pat Mahomes' playoff record is 15-3. 15-3. And he's not played sorry quarterbacks either. He's played Indianapolis. He's played New England. He played Tom Brady and them. The only game he lost to, AFC Championship. He beat Deshaun Watson in Houston in the division round in 2020. He beat the Tennessee Titans in the AFC Championship in 2020. And they went on to win a Super Bowl and beat the San Francisco 49ers in that good Super Bowl down in Miami. Next year after, beat Cleveland in the AFC Divisional. Beat Buffalo in the big championship game that made Josh Allen famous. And went on to lose the Super Bowl to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. The next year, which was when he went back-to-back, he beat Pittsburgh in the wild card. He beat Buffalo in the division round. And he lost he did not go back-to-back. He lost to Joe Burrow in a couple that year. The crazy comeback by Joe Burrow and the guys in Arrowhead, where they started calling it Burrowhead, but we saw what happened after that. But next year, beat Jacksonville, beat Trevor Lawrence in the Thriller, came back, got revenge on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals and won the Super Bowl against Philly. And then last year, this past season, we all know what happened. Beat Miami, beat Buffalo, beat Baltimore, and beat San Francisco. A gauntlet of teams. Yeah, that is Pat Mahomes. This is just his stats, mind. But there's been plenty of instances in the playoffs that Pat Mahomes has had to come up. The year Pat Mahomes was playing Jacksonville at Arrowhead, the year where Trevor Lawrence came back and beat them. Let's see, it was 2023 last season. Pat Mahomes' ankle was basically like broke or sprained that whole playoff series. And he led them to win a Super Bowl. That's the Patrick Mahomes we're talking about. This is who we're comparing Dak Prescott to. We are comparing. It is so unfair to Dak. We are comparing Dak Prescott to a generational talent. Dak Prescott is not a generational talent. Dak Prescott does not spin the football good. Dak Prescott he's athletic. He's ever since he hurt his ankle and broke his ankle in half, he hasn't had no speed to his game. He's not been a scrambling quarterback. He's relatively slow. He's got a big build. He's never been a good deep ball thrower. He has no wow factor about him. Pat Mahomes is the Steph Curry of football. He's flashy, big arm, big run game, big plays, big wild moments when you need him most. Dak has none of that, and I don't know why just people put Dak in this situation. It is so unfair to Dak. Let me just say this: this is not a fair comparison to Dak Prescott. Pat Mahomes right now is a top 3 quarterback to ever hold the football, and he's only been in the league for 7 years. I'm not want to look it up, but Dak's going on year 9. Dak's borderline top 10 in the league. Talk about somebody who's number 1 in the league and top 3 all time, in my opinion, already. He's basically trying to. This is literally, we're living in the era of the Michael Jordan and LeBron James conversation, with Tom Brady being Michael Jordan and Pat Mahomes being LeBron James. LeBron's chasing a ghost. So is Patrick Mahomes. He is chasing a ghost. He's chasing the one and only Tom Brady. And this is who we're comparing Dak Prescott to. And this is part of the disadvantage of being in Cowboys media. I mean, sports media, and also being a Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Yes, was it a fun comparison to come up with? Absolutely. It was very informational. It was a very good idea to come up with, and it's so very eye popping. But we know Dak's problem. He is the best regular season quarterback you will find. If you're an organization next season, if Dak don't get re-signed by the Cowboys, if you're the Raiders of the world, the New York Giants of the world, any other team that's looking for a quarterback, Dak's your guy. Literally, Dak is your guy. If you are a poverty franchise not used to winning in the regular season, and you want to win some regular season games and make it to the playoffs, that's your guy. But if you want, what's the most important thing when you play football in the NFL? If you want some championships, you want to win some playoff games, Dak's not your guy. We've seen it over and over and over. When the team needs the most in the playoffs, Dak shows up short. To give Dak credit, his best playoff game that meant something was his very first playoff game. Dak was literally coming back against Aaron Rodgers and was giving Aaron Rodgers and the Packers on for money. If it weren't for that crazy sideline throw that Aaron Rodgers made to James Cooks in the 2017 playoff game, the Cowboys would be in the NFC Championship game. Dak would have been in the NFC Championship his first year. But this is Dak's record since he's been starting. He lost to the, like we just talked about, he lost his very first game to the Packers. 2 years after that, beat Seattle and Russell Wilson. And that next game, he lost to the LA Rams, where C.J. Anderson and Todd Gurley ran ramshack on our defense, but still Dak did not make plays on the offensive end to even make up for that. The very next year, wild card, lost to San Francisco at home. And the year after that was the year we thought I got fooled myself. He beat Tampa Bay and he lost to San Francisco in that stupid play that Zeke is now running for being in Dallas Cowboys uniform. And obviously, this past season, we got demolished by Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. That's Dak's playoff record in 8 years. That's all he's done in 8 years. Pat Mahomes has doubled. Pat Mahomes has literally doubled and then some the amount of games that Dak's played in his playoff career, and he's had two less seasons than Dak has. Like, this is such an unfair comparison. I don't like coming on here and trashing Dak. I love Dak. I love the guy. He's a great player. He is the franchise. He is as far as when it comes to mannerisms and his personality and the way to be about that position and be a franchise quarterback, the attitude and the personality it takes. He has it. Dak is the model quarterback system. Well, talent-wise, he's not the talented franchise quarterback that you would have. I tell anybody, based off franchise, if you did a blind draft, take away all their accomplishments, take away all these accomplishments of these quarterbacks. You're going from college, you're going off college tape. You line up the Trevor Lawrences, the Dak Prescotts, the Joe Burrows, Trevor Lawrence, even Caleb Williams now, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert. You put all these guys on the line for their college film. Out of all those guys, Dak is literally probably the least two. He's bottom two. He's bottom two out of the list of that quarterback that you will draft. If you numbered each player you will draft one over the other, Dak's in the bottom of that list. He's bottom two. Just take away all the success they've had in the NFL. Take away all the success they've had. Dak will be like one of the least quarterbacks you would pick. I don't care what nobody says. If you were a GM in the NFL, if you was in a GM position and you want to start a franchise with any of those quarterbacks, Dak's not even in the conversation. He's not even going to be thought of. Sorry. He just doesn't have the it factor. He don't. I love Dak. I think Dak's a good quarterback. We got to stop comparing him and doing this to Dak Prescott. Just let Dak play. Dak has to show up, and he has to do something. Until then, his career, he will always be known for just not being able to show up in the playoffs. And if he continues as a Cowboys uniform, he's not going to be beloved by the Cowboys. When you think of Dak Prescott as in his career as a Dallas Cowboy, he will always be known for choking. That's all he'll be known for. That's all the franchise is known for anyways now, is choking. Since 1996, all we've done is choked. So may God be with Dak Prescott. Hopefully something will change this season, because this is his last year of his contract, and he's going to get his money. Oh, you best believe he's getting his money. Well, Lord, do I hope it's not with the Dallas Cowboys. But if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my reaction to this stupid comparison, leave a like down on the video, subscribe for more, and as always, peace, love, and positivity always, baby. Peace.